Hello children, welcome to your science class of standard 3. Today we will start chapter number 1, the living and the non-living. Children, all the living beings have some characteristics, that is the features or qualities. These characteristics help us tell them apart from non-living things. All living beings need food, they breathe, they get rid of waste, they can move and they can grow. They respond means act in answer to something, and they reproduce also. So these are some of the characteristics or the features or qualities that a living thing has. Okay? So these characteristics differentiate them from non-living things. We will read and understand one by one all the characteristics. So let's start.
Children, on your screen you can see the picture of two kites. Both kites fly. Which is a living being? I know that you can easily identify that. And what made you decide that one is a living being while the other is not? It is because one is a man-made thing while the other is natural. Living beings have some of the characteristics that differentiate them from non-living beings. The characteristics that differentiate living beings from non-living beings are: the living beings, they need food. Second one is they can breathe. Third one is they get rid of waste. Fourth one is they can move. Fifth one is they can grow. Sixth one is they can respond. And seventh one is they can reproduce. We will learn about all these characteristics one by one in more detail. The first characteristic that differentiates a living being from a non-living being is food. Living beings, they need food to get energy. Food gives us energy. Like us, all living beings need energy and get that energy from food. Food means different things to different living beings. Some animals get food from plants. For example, goats, cows, camels, and giraffes. While some other animals, they depend on animals for food. For example, tigers eat deer, some birds and bear eat fish, and house lizards eat insects. But even these animals depend on plants for food. That is because the animals that they eat get food from plants. Thus, we can say directly or indirectly all animals depend on plants for food. So we have learned that directly or indirectly all animals depend on plants for food. But what about plants? From where do they get food? Plants make their own food using air, water, and sunlight. They take in air through tiny pores on their leaves, and they draw up water from the soil with the help of their roots. So we can say that inside a plant, carbon dioxide and water get together to form food, and the energy of sunlight helps to make the food. Now we will learn about another characteristic that differentiate a living being from a non-living being, and that is breathing. We take in air through our nostrils, that is opening of the nose. This is called breathing in. We use oxygen, which is a gas in air, to get energy from food. Inside the body, oxygen and food combine. They get together to produce carbon dioxide, water, and energy. Carbon dioxide goes out of the body with the air we breathe out. Like us, other four-legged animals like cats and dogs also breathe through their nostrils. But what about other animals? How do the whales and dolphins breathe? Whales and dolphins have a blowhole for breathing at the top of their head. How do the birds breathe? Most birds have nares, that is holes, on their beak for breathing. And what about frogs, earthworms, and insects? How do they breathe? Frogs gulp in air through their mouth. They also breathe through their skin. In the same manner, earthworms also breathe through their skin. Insects have holes on their sides to take in and give out air. How do the fish breathe? Fish take in oxygen from water. Water has air mixed in it. They take in water through their mouth and push it out through their gills. The gills soak up oxygen from the water as it passes over them. In order to check that water has air mixed in it, you can ask an adult to heat some water. Watch the water carefully as it gets warm. You will see bubbles of air forming on it. Water has air mixed in it. How much air it can hold depends on how warm it is. Warm water can hold less air than cold water. So when you heat water, bubbles of air come out of it. And this experiment proves that water has air mixed in it. Now we will learn about how do plants breathe. Plants take in air through their leaves and through other parts, for example, roots. They use carbon dioxide to make food and oxygen to get energy from food. Now you must be thinking that how roots can breathe because they are inside the soil. Children, air is trapped between the small bits, the particles of soil. And in order to check that air is trapped between particles of soil, you can perform an activity. Put some dry soil in a glass. Pour water into the soil slowly. You will see bubbles of air coming out of the soil. It comes out because water pushes it out and takes its place. Roots make use of the air that is trapped between the soil particles. Children, in this class we have learned about the two main characteristics of living beings, that is food and energy and breathing. In the next class, we will learn about the remaining characteristics in more details. Till then, take care, stay safe, bye bye.